Good evening. It's a little past 7 o'clock, and we have a township meeting followed by 2 public hearings, then a Urbana City Council meeting, and followed by a Committee of the Whole meeting. So I would like to call the Cunningham Town Board meeting to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Ammons.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Jacobson. Mr. Madigan.
Here.
Miss Marlin. Mr. Roberts.
Here.
Mr. Smythe.
Here.
Mayor Pressing.
Here. Is there anyone who would like to address the Cunningham Town Board? Okay, we'll move on. The first item is the minutes of the previous meeting of July 5th, 2016. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Okay, motion by Roberts, seconded by Ammons. Any additions or corrections? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Michelle, Mayall, Committee to Verify Bills.
The bills for August that include July interim town fund is $38,836.91, and the GA fund is $17,393.20.
Move approval. I'll second that.
Motion by Charlie Smythe, seconded by Dennis Roberts. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Reports of officers.
I do have something. I put at everybody's spot some information on Rosecrans. Matt Kelly Murkowski and I met with Sandy and Sheila Ferguson today from there in regards to their social service grant. The information states what was taken away and what programs that they still have as far as the runaway and homeless youth program that used to involve the Roundhouse. They pretty much do a lot of the same services. They just don't have the Roundhouse facilities, so they're out on Fox Drive in Champaign. They kept 2 full-time employees from there, and what our grant does is provides the payment for those employees to run the programs. So the first sheet is for the Runaway and Homeless Youth Program, and it lists on there what was discontinued and then what they're still doing as far as for the youth. And then the other one is the Time Center, and basically they used to have 4 programs with the Time Center, which was the Respite Center, Level 1, Level 2, and then the Community Kitchen. So they are still doing Level 2 and the Respite Center. They have the 24-hour staff for the Level 2, and that position, I believe, was funded by the township in their application, and our grant amount doesn't cover it fully, but they receive other funds too. And so there is their information printed out on that sheet. They also wanted you to know that they did not turn anyone away that was currently receiving services during their transition. So it's not like, they had to get rid of the beds on Level 1 and they kicked people out. That is not the case. They still served those people that were there. And then with the Level 2 that they kept, they do still provide meals for them. So they do have the expense of a cook, and they maintain that commercial kitchen. So what we have to do is a name change from Community Elements to Rosecrans, but we would need to vote on that at the September meeting in some fashion that I'll figure out between now and then, since when everything was voted on before it was with community elements. So, and they're thinking of keeping the name of Times but dropping center and changing that to program, but they're not 100% sure yet. And then as far as the Roundhouse program, they will drop Roundhouse and it will just be Runaway and Homeless Youth program. So there will be more on in September, but if anybody has any questions between now and then, they can email me or Kelly or Sheila Ferguson directly, and we can get more information if you would like more information on those.
Okay, any questions for Michelle right now? Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Charlie, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank Michelle for her email about the budget numbers the budget adjustments
Oh,
from
yeah.
last time. So thank
Did you have any other questions on those? Okay.
They all made sense.
Okay,
Thank you.
good.
Are there any other reports of officers? in the Township? Okay. Unfinished business?
No.
We'll leave it unfinished, okay. New business, resolution number T 2016-08-003R. Resolution authorizing the request to intervene in formal hearing with the Illinois Department of Revenue. Okay.
The Housing Authority of Champaign County applied for an exempt application for Brookstone on Eads, their low-income housing development there. But it is leased to a for-profit company, and so they should not be granted an exemption. I just want to make sure that I'm available to apply a brief to the Illinois Department of Revenue when it comes time.
Okay, Dan Stebbins, our Township Assessor. Do you need a motion from us, or what?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Is there a motion to allow him to intervene?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Marlin, seconded by Smythe. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Then, do we need to have a closed session, Mr. Grosser?
No, I can give you a brief update. I told you previously that the Illinois Department of Revenue and Carl Foundation had each asked for additional time to file their briefs. We objected, but the court granted that, about 5 weeks additional time. And that time is up in the next few days. The Illinois Department of Revenue has once again asked for additional time. They'll probably do this 3, 4, 5 times if they can get away with it. And we filed an objection to that. In the meantime, it appears that Carl is planning on filing their brief on time, so I anticipate having that later this week. And we'll wait and see what the court does about the state's request for additional time.
Okay. Any questions for Fred? Thank you very much. There being no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.